A liability can make you feel like you are terrible with money, a poor decision maker, and just stuck in the mud, unable to get ahead. Yeah, that's what it'll do to you. But I'm going to give you a way to look at this that'll help you break the shackles, get the monkey off your back, get that octopus off your neck. If you are an around the way guy who's looking to make your life smoother, more refined, upgraded, you're going to want to hear this perspective. First, what is a liability? Liabilities come in different forms. Obviously, there's the monetary liability, one where you are paying a bill or some sort of expense periodically. Could be monthly, could be quarterly, right? Money coming out of your pocket. And some would argue it, could benefit you one way or another. But obviously, we're talking about situations where the benefit does not justify the cost, right? And that's bigger than financial. A relationship could be a liability. So we're really talking about anything where you are putting the effort into it and it's stagnating you. All right. First, don't be a hero. That's step one. A lot of times when we are able to mathematically pay a bill, we feel obligated to continue doing it because we want to be stand up. We want to show the world that we could take care of business. We want to prove to ourselves that we can meet the obligation. That's being a hero. I don't care if we're talking about money or a relationship, like I mentioned. Stop thinking that you have to be a hero. Some things should be abandoned, even if mathematically you can satisfy it with money or with time or attention. The second thing you got to do is stop making these liabilities your identity. Let's say you're talking about a car. You're tired of paying for the car. You can't afford to pay for the car, but the car has become your identity. Holding on to the car has become your identity. So you feel like if you give up the car, you are lying to the world about who you are, because you told them you were somebody who could maintain this. You were the person who had this. You had that girl. You got to let go of things. All right. Don't make that thing your identity. That's why it hurts to just let things go sometimes. And I'm going to tell y'all a story from my life because I'm dealing with a liability right now. Sit tight. All right. Another thing you got to think about when these liabilities have you in the clutch. What are better things you could be spending that money on? Could be an investment, right? So you're making this car payment, or you're paying for this apartment, or you're financing this habit, but that could be a down payment on a property. That could be startup money for a business. That could be all sorts of things. So, perspective and thinking more broadly about how that money could be better applied is a healthy way of looking at it. That'll help change your perspective. In my case, I bought a boat. Why? Because I like sailing. I like exotic activities. I wanted to get into sailing, and I figured the boat would be fun. It'd be like a vacation at home. I could hit it up whenever I can. Now, with a boat comes various expenses. You got insurance, you got slip fees, you got maintenance, and then there's other small costs that come here and there. But this is what you're dealing with every year. In fact, a few times a year. And you got to pay these costs if you get out to the boat or not. In my case, I don't get out to the boat as much as I'd like to. All right. The season is like 8 months long. I might get out there 6, 7 times. Now you think about all the money you're paying just to keep your boat at a marina. it doesn't really add up. And even if you manage to pay the money, you just feel bogged down because it's another thing you have to worry about. That's a liability. I'm looking to get rid of the boat. Why? Because I'd rather take the money from the boat and buy another property. So that's personally what I'm working on. So I figured I'd give you an example from real life. But if I let the boat remain my identity, then I'm losing. Why? Because people know me as the guy with the boat. Right? Why? Because I don't want to feel like I was making these payments and now I don't want to make them. The funny thing is, when you buy a boat, people ask you how much it costs. And they ask you how much it costs to maintain it. And when they find out that you are paying these fees, they get impressed. Damn, what are you handling? Okay. So now when you let the boat go, there's a part of you that's saying, well, damn, I don't want people to think I can't afford it anymore. But none of that matters, because when you want to live a clean, upgraded, refined life, you can't have these encumbrances. You want your mind clear. It's not just the money, it's about your mind, right? Living a refined life is about having a time and place for everything. And it's about smoothing out the processes in your life. It's about having activities and obligations that aren't very complicated. Because when things get complicated, you feel stagnated and a lot of things don't get done. All right? If you're interested in living a refined, upgraded life, check out the next video.